Hi, this is Mary.
And Tina.
Welcome to Bird Barf.
Yay.
All right, so for our second book, we are going to do Holy Cow by David Duchovny. And both of us read this one, so we're going to see how this works with two of us talking simultaneously. So, what made you want to read this?
Well, so I read it because David Duchovny wrote it, and because you told me that it was kind of awful, and you read it in an hour, and also to go backwards a little bit and have nothing to do with the book. Mary and I are both doing the 50 books a year challenge.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, quick read, I will do this.
Yeah.
And I regretted it immediately.
Yeah, I read it because of David Duchovny too, and I went into it knowing, because I've seen interviews, we're both huge X-Files people, and I've seen him do interviews, and I know I don't have the same sense of humor as him. But I kind of thought maybe that wouldn't matter, but it wound up being a big issue. Because I didn't enjoy this.
No, I didn't either. And actually, I know back when Mary told me, when you told me that David Duchovny wrote a book, and it was about a cow, I could not comprehend what this, I could not, I did not understand. I kept not misunderstanding, but just, I could not wrap my head around it. It's literally
the main character is a cow. And we were talking about this too, and the core point of the book actually does have good purposes. Essentially, it's meant to raise awareness of the way that we treat animals, awareness of stuff that we put into our food that winds up working against us, like with antibiotics, superbugs, stuff like that. And then ultimately kind of world peace pops up in the end.
Yeah.
But
overall, I guess he had good messages that he wanted to send, and I think that every way that he tried to do it was just a misguided effort. It just it was just awkward, and
it was self-defeating. Yeah, it was, because the thing is, it tries really hard to be clever.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, I don't really know what the purpose, the comparisons for things are really labored. And it goes on and it plays the same jokes kind of into the ground. There's this whole thread about, if you make this into a movie, and it's
Yeah, there's that. There's all this stuff, and there's so many, just points where he tries to reoccurringly be clever. I'm a cow writing a book, and there's so many of those references, and then there's chapter titles. Oh, another chapter title. And I don't know
I left you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, why chapter titles would be exciting at all anyway. And then my editor wanted me to put this in, and there's references to that all the time. And I get reoccurring references to things sometimes, but he had so many to different things.
Yes.
And none of them were clever, and none of them were original. And it just, you get the impression that he thought they were.
Yeah, and it was just, and I really did, I finished the book in an hour. I read through it super fast. And even within just finishing the book in an hour, I felt like parts of it were too long. And it's just and some of it was offensive. There's just sort of weirdly offensive. And there's this constant tonal joke between, this is a kid's book. And then the cows are swearing and talking about sex, but then there are poop jokes. But then, the pigs getting castrated? Not castrated, circumcised. That would be really bad. And I think what really frustrates me that there are legitimately good parts of this book. When there's a scene where the cow sees a TV and she sees kind of an expose. This is early, I'm not reading anything. She sees an expose of the food industry. And I thought that was very well written. The potential in here is good, but he clouds it all up with these
or the attempt to be clever. I think that's the biggest problem, is just there are all these attempts to be clever, and you get this idea of, ha ha ha, I'm going to put this in because it's funny, and it's really just not funny.
No, one of the things, we were trying to find it before, but it was the cows cry alone just like Japanese women.
Yeah, and I don't remember that reference that Mary pointed out.
I'm just I
don't even actually get that reference, but
I just know that it feels bad on the inside. But yeah, and it sort of kicks back at the audience a lot. There's lots of sort of insults about selfies and totes cray cray, and I'm ugh.
Yeah, it tries to be very hip, but
in a really condescending sort of pissy way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then at the end, then he even there's just so much wrong with it, but he then gets away from the food message, and the cow and the pig and the whatever else I forget go on a journey, and somehow the turkey, and they end up in the Middle East, and it's you're suddenly talking about world peace and Middle Eastern conflicts, and it's way too much to go on, and Mary's pointing at the clock because we have a very strict 5-minute deadline or timeline. And we went over.
Oh no, whatever. You can handle another minute. Yeah, it was ultimately unfulfilling, I think. I give it, my Bird Barf rating is a dry heave of disinterest.
Yeah, a barf of disdain, I think.
Yeah, and just disappointment. Because I kind of wanted to be wrong. Like, I suspected I wasn't going to care for this, and then it just sort of was like, eh.
I thought I would be amused because it was a book about a cow, and I thought at least I would just be like, what the fuck is this? And be amused by that. And no.
Yeah.
Just no.
And again, I mean, I think the message, I think he's aiming for the right thing. I think it just wasn't carried out right.
Right, I agree.
So, anyway, that's ours. We don't, I mean, if you want, give it a shot for yourselves. It just wasn't our bag of cow dung.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Bye.